Good morning, it's Kelly. Welcome to my slow morning routine. I have cleared my morning schedule today to take things at a slower pace. So I let my dog sleep as I do a very quick morning routine. I wash my face with water, I use a hydrating toner, and then I put on some moisturizer. This just preps my skin for sunscreen because I'm gonna go outside, and then I'm actually gonna be doing a workout, so I'm not doing my full routine right now. Then it's Piper's time to shine. She's a bit of a sleepyhead, so I can take some coaxing to get her out of bed. A little bit of body sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat. Get the dog out the door, and our first stop is the backyard. I'm going to water my herbs and my tomatoes and let the dog run around a little bit. Then it's off to explore the neighborhood. Piper is a terrier mix. She needs a lot of activity and exercise, and so do I. So we're going for a nice long walk. It is an absolutely gorgeous morning. It's a late August and it's not too hot. The sky is absolutely gorgeous. Look at these fluffy clouds, and I am loving this time outside hanging with my dog. After our adventure outside, I feed my dog and I get myself a good cup of coffee. This is a slow morning, so I'm going to be savoring every sip of this coffee, and I'm not going to be distracting myself with electronics, phones, computers, TVs. I'm just really going to enjoy this cup of coffee and take in a little moment of peace. For breakfast, I'm gonna do some soft boiled eggs and toast. So I'm going to get that water started boiling right now. Once the water is boiling, I add in 2 eggs and I set my timer for about 5 minutes. I am aiming for a runny yolk. And 5 minutes is usually the perfect cooking time for these eggs, but I think I got a little distracted with the camera and they turned out a little bit more solid than I was hoping, but they are still creamy and the toast is still dunkable. After enjoying my breakfast, I grab my water bottle and my headphones. I'm gonna do a workout next, and I always feel so fancy when I get to do a workout in the morning. I just usually don't have the time, so this feels really nice and perfect for my slow morning. Pretty sweaty after that workout, so I'm gonna hit the shower next. I love keeping the Roche-Posay foaming cleansing oil in my shower because it doubles for face and body wash. And then of course I'm using my tried and true and tested Tsubaki Premium Repair shampoo and conditioner for my hair. Some quick body care. I use this old Parnell Cicamanu mist. I've actually refilled it with the Isntree Chestnut BHA 2% liquid. I like this bottle because it actually sprays upside down, and I love the BHA exfoliation for my back, which can be prone to breakouts. And since I'm treating myself this morning, I'm gonna add the extra step of the Nerra Dry Body Oil. This is a fragrance-free sprayable oil, and I love it because it adds that extra moisture to dry areas, especially like my elbows and knees, but it also adds a beautiful glow to my skin as well. And finishing off with the Roche-Posay Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream. I'm gonna blow dry my hair next. I don't want my skin to dry out before I do my skincare routine, so I'm going to apply a layer of the Roche-Posay Thermal Water Mist, and then use the Benton Aloe Sheet Mask to keep my skin hydrated while I dry my hair. I use a pump of the Olaplex No. 6 Bond Smoother Serum for my hair before I blow dry it. And once my hair is dry, it is time to get dressed. All right, I am back. My hair is dry and done. When I was drying my hair, when I turned the camera off, of course, I did notice some tangles, so I used some of the Tsubaki hair water. This is the premium repair line, and it's basically just like a watery mist. It's not oily, but it just kind of like helps to detangle and very lightly moisturize and nourish the hair while I was drying it. And then when it was dry, I did finish it off with the Design Me Gloss Me Serum. So this has like it's kind of more of like a jelly kind of serum quality to it. It's not like a full-on heavy hair oil. And that just kind of helps to polish up the ends and give like a nice little like light bouncing glossy effect to the hair. So I'm going in for a layer of the Make Prem Relief Me Essence Toner. You know, the Benton Aloe Mask really gave me a ton of hydration. So when I'm not doing a sheet mask, I'll usually do like 2 layers of toner. But because I have so much hydration in my skin right now, I'm just going to do the 1 layer and move on to my essence. So this is the Farmacy Honey Milk Essence, and I've been loving this. You know, usually I've been using this in my nighttime routine, but it's been just a little cooler this week, especially at nighttime, and my skin has been accepting a little bit more moisture. We are, at the tail end of summer now, and so a little bit of moisture is good. And you can see in the texture that it is gel-like. It's got some body to it. It's definitely got like a hydration factor to it, but then just that little kiss of honey moisture really just kind of like hugs all that hydration from the sheet mask and the toner into my skin, and really gives this beautiful glow. There's some calming chamomile in here. There's some ceramide NP along with the honey and some fermented ingredients that really help with the complexion too. And I'm in kind of a good spot with hyperpigmentation. I do have some that I'm working on, and I'm just kind of trying to keep the skin tone balance and keep the redness down. And honey is an amazing anti-inflammatory ingredient, moisturizing, makes you glow, right? It's just really healthy for the skin. So this is the Geek and Gorgeous Power Peptide Serum, and OMG, I am in love. I've been using this quite a bit over the last couple of months, testing it out, and I really feel like this is a very high quality peptide serum. You know, not all peptides, like I said, not all peptides are created equally, but also not all peptide like serums and products are created equally either. You know, sometimes they have the right ingredients, but the formulation, there's just something about it, and it's maybe just not quite as effective. It's always hard to know with peptides for sure, but this is a really interesting formulation. They're using quite a good mix of compelling peptides for collagen stimulation, firming, skin elasticity, skin tone, and texture. And like I said, I have used, I think, I've got this much left, so a little bit more than half the bottle, and I am noticing that my skin is definitely bouncier. I'm like bouncing my fingers off of it. It definitely feels firmer and thicker. It definitely has a bounce to it, and I can just tell that my skin feels tighter as well. I would say probably the main benefit of this is definitely like a firming, maybe even a lifting if you need it, a lifting effect, because it just really makes the skin, that epidermis, like all the proteins are really being replenished in it, which is great because as I mentioned in my last, I think it was my last routine, which is where I showed you how I cycle through all my actives, I stopped using tretinoin. I'm still using collagen stimulating retinol. I'm just using over the counter. Actually, I'm using retinaldehyde. But with that journey and that switch, you know, there's always that fear that like, oh, I'm downgrading or I'm going to like lose my benefits, right? And so this has been like a really nice addition to the retinaldehyde at nighttime, using these really great supportive, you know, well-aging supportive peptides that stimulate collagen and help with, like I said, all those proteins that make our skin firm and lifted, has been a really nice match. So this is the Biossance Marine Algae Eye Cream, and I have to say I like this eye cream. I don't love it, but I have to say that it has been so helpful in the last month or so because as I've shared in my other videos, I've had the worst luck with eye creams this summer. Just a little bit more on. I've had a couple that have irritated my, the skin around my eyes. I've had other ones that have just been like not pleasant to use. Like there's nothing like irritating about them, but I just don't like them. So I actually have had a jar of this for a while sitting in my drawer because like I said, I like it. I don't love it. I've used a jar of it before. The brand did actually send it to me and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll use it. And I eventually did have to just open it up because everything else was failing me. So it's not the most like impressive eye cream. It has a beautiful texture though. It's silky but lotion-like. So you get the moisture, you just don't get a lot of heaviness in the eye area, which is good because we're kind of getting in that in-between, season. My combo skin's like, do I want to be dry? Do I still want to be kind of oily? I'm not really sure, but a little bit of nourishment around the eye area always does well for me. So it's not really brightening. It's not, the moisture helps for sure. I don't really know that it's great for fine lines and wrinkles. It's a little plumping and smoothing, I think, but again, moisture tends to have that effect. So yeah, I like it because it's been a safe choice for my eye area, and I just want to like
give it a break, and I'm a little salty, right? So I just want to like leave the eye creams alone for now. I don't want to stress about it. But I know some people say, oh, I want to try it, but it's expensive. It's nice. If it fits your budget and you just want something nice, it's awesome. If you want something a little heavier hitting for, targeting fine lines and wrinkles or brightening, I would say look elsewhere. This isn't it. But for now, for a morning eye cream, it's working well. So in the summer, I do usually skip out on my Lipid Gold, my Stratia Lipid Gold, in the morning time. I do use that at night, as you see in all my skincare routines. But in the summer, depending on where my skin is at, I might skip that step in the morning. And my skin feels really great right now, so I don't feel like I need the extra nourishment. However, I do still love the effects of a facial oil. I like to mix some oil into my Stratia Lipid Gold. So I'm actually going to just use a couple of drops of my facial oil mix into my moisturizer. And I've just been on a Cerave kick over the last couple of months. I happen to have quite a few tubs of it for, I don't even know why. I bought a tub and then I bought a tube. I have a tube right here too. And I did buy these, so I don't want to waste them for sure. So I think that's just why more than anything I've been on a Cerave kick. And not necessarily been using other stuff. It just really suits the moment too. It gives me the right type of moisture that my skin really craves in this moment, meaning summer and warm time, right? But it doesn't overwhelm my skin. It's just what works well for me. And I am using the Ordinary Chia Seed Oil. I'm just putting a couple of drops. Let's do 2 today. And I just mix that straight into my moisturizer. It helps to keep the layer thinner. It's quicker to absorb. I still get the nourishment and the glow of the oil, but it's not sitting in like 2 separate kind of heavier layers on my skin. So it feels so good. I love that last layer of the skincare routine. For me, moisturizer, and I'm just like, that feels awesome. What was I going to say? The Ordinary Chia Seed Oil, I just learned got discontinued this summer, and I am pretty bummed because this is pretty much the only oil along with bee oil that I use, which was also discontinued. I don't know what the Ordinary is doing. They discontinued a lot of their oils. A lot of their vitamin C products were discontinued. They have been making a lot of product changes. I think that's because it was acquired by, I want to say it was L'Oreal, but maybe it was Estee Lauder. I think now that I'm saying it, I think it was Estee Lauder that acquired them quite a few years ago when they sold. And it's always like when brands sell, it's like nothing changes for the first year or two, and then everything's like kind of starts to change. And I'm kind of afraid about the changes that are occurring. They've been doing some good stuff. They've been doing some different stuff. They've been doing some questionable stuff. It'll be interesting to see where I go after this. I have not very much left. I have about this much left of the chia seed. This is my last bottle. And I do have 1 bottle of bee oil, as I mentioned, again, discontinued. So I guess stay tuned in the next couple months to see what I replace this with. So today is an easy work from home day. I cleared my schedule this morning to give myself a few hours to take care of myself, take a breath, have some space, enjoy, spend some time with my dog and work out and take care of myself inside and out, spend a little bit more time on my skincare and my body care. Usually I just rush through this part, when I get a free moment to wash my face. But it is still a work day, and I will be spending the majority of my time inside. So I'm just going back in with the same casual exposure sunscreen. I've been absolutely obsessed with this Goodal Heartleaf sunscreen all summer long. I've been a fan of it actually for a few years, but I bought a double pack on Olive Young, and I have been absolutely obsessed in using this up. And I think actually this one might be just about empty. We'll see if we'll get through the tube. Ooh, there it is. Yeah. I was surprised I actually got that much out. So let's see how far we can get with this sunscreen, or I'll have to open up the other one. So usually with sunscreen, I just like to work in sections because that helps me apply a generous amount really in each area. And I also spend a little bit more time making sure I get all the nooks and crannies. Even for work from home days, you know what I mean? It's just good to kind of keep up with that habit. Even if you're like, yeah, I can just kind of slap it on because I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not doing that much. Ooh, there we go. There's still some left in there. I always like to kind of keep up that good sunscreen habit and make sure that I'm getting a good amount in each area. And I think common places to miss are here, here. It's really easy. You're just like this, and then you kind of miss that center part, the higher points of your face. So I do put on a good, generous amount. And you never want to forget the neck. Am I going to have enough? Yeah, it's still giving. It's still giving. There's still sunscreen in there, but you know how hard it can be to squeeze it out. Now, a pro tip for you would be to actually cut this open. You can cut the top off and scoop out the remaining, because when you have, I don't know if you can kind of see it. When you put light behind here, you can see there's still a little bit left back here. However, I have seen some people do this, and I don't think it's great. You want to cut this open and then immediately use everything in here, and then that's it. Once it's open, it's done. Do not open this up. Take what you need, put it in a plastic bag or whatever, put it on the counter, and then use it tomorrow. Once it has been opened up and exposed to air, it is degrading. So it's not going to protect you the same way as if you're getting this freshly squeezed out of the, like sealed up tube, right? So just know, once you cut it open, you're committed to using what's in there. So when I do that, I will make sure that I'm covering my arms, my legs, whatever. Do not try to save it. I know. I'm always trying to save money where I can on skincare or just in general, right? This is not one of the areas where you want to skip out on that and try to make that last. It is, once it hits the air and the light and all of that, it's a ticking time bomb. So I bought this like portable, rechargeable little personal fan this summer, and I did not buy it for skincare. I just bought it to like keep myself cool, right? Because it's been so hot. But I have to say, it's been really nice for helping my sunscreen to dry a little bit faster. It's also nice on those really humid days when you get out of the shower and you're like, I can't dry off. This has been really helpful. I've been keeping it, actually. I meant it for my desk, but I just been keeping it in the bathroom. So for this really easy and light makeup look, I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. So I just have this little spoolie brush. I'm brushing my eyebrows up. And then I'm using the Benefit Pomade to help fill in my brows, just make them a little bit darker and kind of tame the hairs a little bit. So I'm going to use a little bit of concealer just to give like a nice little even base. I don't need a lot, but just in the areas that need that pick-me-up, usually right around the eyes and around the nose, there can be just some natural discoloration. And I like to kind of just clean up that edge of the eyebrows too, because it can sometimes, especially with brushing through, can get a little messy. So I'll do it there. And I do have some hyperpigmentation right there. And then I'm just going to use a damp makeup sponge and just tap that in. So this is the Cabana Glow Mineral Drops from Naked Sundays. It is a sunscreen blush. Isn't that cool? I absolutely love this product. So it's just a little extra protection, which is great because the cheekbones tend to be one of those areas where you start to see that little freckling, sun damage to come up first, right? Because it's a high point of the face. So I do love it. It is very runny. And so I usually get more product out than I intend to use, unfortunately. And I do like a little bit right there on the tip of the nose. And then for lips, I'm just finishing off with the e.l.f. Boss Gloss. This is the color Pink Me Girl. And I really like this stuff because not only does it have SPF, I think it's 25 in it, but it is a very like opaque type of gloss. So you get that really shiny, glossy finish. But because there is such an opaque, because of the sunscreen content, right? The titanium in here, such an opaque color, you get the most amazing coverage on your lips. I'm such a huge fan of putting like a lipstick and then a gloss over it or a balm. And so this is kind of like giving you that exact same look, but with one product. All right, I'm ready to start my afternoon. I have some videos to edit today, so I'm going to get on it. Thanks for following me on my slow morning routine. I'll see you in the next video. I love you so much, and I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe. Talk to you soon. Bye.